What's the topic today? We are talking about where almost every buyer starts, the home search. What apps do they use? Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, Realtor.com. Let's find out how accurate they actually are.
Oh, and our opinions on their accuracy. Because we all have an opinion on that.
Yeah, we all have our own opinion. Exactly. I'm Ashley. I'm the owner and broker of the Johnson Group.
I'm Andrea. I run Marshview Rentals, our rental side, and do buying and selling sales as well.
And I'm Aaron. I'm a realtor and I help run Johnson Group, the sales side. We're located here in coastal Georgia. That's Savannah, Hinesville, Fort Stewart, Hunter, all over the place in coastal Georgia. Together, we're part of the Johnson Group. It's a team here on coastal Georgia. There's about 20 of us who buy, sell, and relocate, help people relocate, plus everything in between. Whether you're moving across the street or across the country, we're here to make it easier. So let's dive into today's topic. Yeah, because when somebody calls you and they're like, oh, I found a home on blah, blah, I won't say exactly what sites they call us the most with. What's your first reaction?
Oh, it's probably not under contract. It's probably actually under
Probably under contract.
Yeah. Yep, it is. That's my first reaction too. And it may or may not be accurate in like what it's where
Oh,
the
yeah,
map
the
has it.
location or where the map has it exactly. Or has it been sold for 8 months?
Why do you think our buyers, sellers, even before they even have an interview with us, they've already looked their house up on certain websites, usually Zillow,
With
Realtor.
Well, I think because Zillow and Realtor, they give them a great estimate of what their house is worth compared on what's around them, and it's just it's so easy to pull your house up on those apps and see because everybody wants to have a ballpark idea before we come to look at their house of what they actually think it's worth. I always ask sellers, like, okay, where are you hoping to be? Because if you're $100,000 off of where I am, we are gonna have to have a serious talk.
Do you look yours up? Have y'all looked your personal houses up?
I've looked my personal house up.
My husband keeps track of it.
And one of the apps.
People also love these apps and websites because they're free. I mean,
Exactly. It doesn't
to
cost
be
you money, and
honest,
it's no commitment.
yeah, no commitment, and they get to browse these homes like they're watching HGTV. And
And it's the next thing that we didn't talk about that's not even on here is, and I'm getting it from a lot of sellers, is they've run their house through ChatGPT.
Yes. I have heard that the data, like the NRA, National Association of Realtors, said that 20% of people are now asking chat what their house is worth, which
Yeah.
blows my mind. But people are
I
like,
think 20%. I think people are asking chat every question of the day. Like, it's not like, what's the weather today? Like, it's just become like a friend to people. Like, you talk to chat.
I do.
Chad, as we call him in the office.
I was about to say we call him Chad because of somebody's mom was like, I want you to ask Chad.
Ask Chad. And we're like, who? And I'm like, Chad. And oh, you mean ChatGPT. Yeah.
Yes, that one. But he talks now. So on the way here to work, I was like having a whole conversation with him about work.
Erin doesn't answer the calls anymore because she's talking to Chad.
like
Your
little friend.
Yeah.
her
Well, no.
friend Chad.
So like for this, I wanted some data, some research. So I was like, hey, Chad, find me some research. And I mean, that's what I did on the way here today.
Yeah, but it's easy. It's
Yeah.
easy to look this up on your phone. And
Yeah.
like I said, we already said that it gives you a starting point before you call an agent. Like, hey, I'm going to call and talk to so-and-so about my house, but I want to know what I think my house. I mean, it's like walking into a car lot, like blind. Like, what's this car worth? Like, we've all done our homework before we get there. You'd be lying if you said you hadn't.
Oh yeah. Like people look it up constantly. It's the ease of use. Like you don't have to talk to a person. You don't have to pick up the phone. You don't have to call. And you get the emails. I don't know about y'all, but you get these emails constantly. Like, here's your home value update. Here's, I think you'd like this house.
Your area.
New homes listed in your area. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's keeping you interested in it, which I think is why so many people start their search because they're not looking and then they get that email and they're like, this is the perfect house for us.
It's the perfect house and I can sell my house for this much. Oh, it's a dream come true. Yes.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So what do you see as agents? Like, what do we see that is the problem with these apps? I know we've all had these conversations. We talk about it constantly, but just for people, why buyers and sellers need to know from the agent perspective, pitfalls, like what is the problem with these?
There's a few, but my personal pet peeve, and I know Ashley on listing appointments too, is just estimate of your whole 100%. Because you could have a $2 million house next to you over here and a $200,000 house here, and it's just gonna take.
And they haven't been in your house, so you don't know any upgrades that you've done or not done, or how you've taken care of your house or not taken care of your house. So it's just a ballpark estimate. It doesn't matter if I had a lady who was on deep water, but her neighborhood also had houses that was not deep water. And she's like, but it says my house is worth this. I'm like, well, the house down the road from you sold for much lower because it's not on the water and it doesn't take any of that into consideration. So that causes a huge headache for us because we're like, that's not right. And then I think the inaccuracy in um updating. Like it's supposed to update in like 15 minutes after it's changed in our MLSs, but it does. Look at Andrea shaking her head.
Our rentals even don't update. People are still calling about rentals. I'm like, that rented 2 days ago. We marked it in the MLS, our system, but it's
I had a rental
website
at 450 the other morning, and she's like, my house why is it back on the market? And I was like, let me guess, Zillow. It's not. It's 450 in the morning. Go back to bed.
Right.
Yeah, it just doesn't update. Sometimes it takes 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes,
and then sometimes it randomly pops back up.
Yeah, and then
for no reason.
Buyers call us asking for that house, and we have to essentially break their heart and tell them they can't have that.
Sorry, it's not available anymore. Yeah, or the listing pictures get changed for some reason.
Yes, lately. Or they will put it up for sale and then the listing pictures are like a hodgepodge of other pictures, like from previous listings, or it's just the street view. That's my least favorite is the maps view. Like
But even
a bush.
even I get frustrated and I call them and I'm like, why are the Zillow pictures not up? And they're like, give it a little bit of time. And I'm like, it's been 15 minutes.
No, it
Okay.
can take up to 6 hours for it to pull all the pictures from the MLS in Realtor and Zillow. The missing listings too, sometimes it will miss a listing if it's in an MLS that is not as how do I say this nicely? It's living in the 1990s versus like has a newer up to
Doing
date
it in the
version.
1990s.
As my teenager says, in the early 2000s. Um, Sometimes that affects how fast it pulls too. So it just there's a lot of problems with it, and also listings that aren't real, they're scams. On there, a lot of things that aren't actually houses. The owner has not actually put the house up for sale, but somebody's pulled enough data to fool one of these listing sites and to put a house on the market.
On the market.
Yeah,
And that's what we find too about the Facebook Marketplace is a big one for scams that everyone knows, but more and more people are doing it with homes
Yes.
Yes.
and rentals.
Oh yeah. I have to tell my husband this all the time because he's like, "Look at this one. It's in so and so, and it's only 400." I'm like, "That's not true. If it's too good to be true, it is not.
It's not
Like
true. Yeah.
that is not an actual listing." So, and sometimes he'll find them, and I'm like, "What in the world?" And it is a real one, so you kind of have to. And it's a seller that really needs to sell their house, and it's an amazing listing, but by that point, that person's probably already gotten 5,000 phone calls because one of these websites told them their house is worth X, but they haven't looked at real estate in 10 years and it's actually worth $200,000 more than
Exactly. So always call and get an agent to go over all that with you. And same thing on the buyer side. Buyers look at those estimates before they make an offer. So
Yep,
I think
they sure do.
it's so user friendly that everybody is looking there, but always verify with an agent and make sure that it's the same thing in MLS before you.
So what do you have access to? Like what makes what you can find versus what I can find? Well, what the consumer
You can find the same thing that's fine, but
the consumer like what can that's my favorite thing to do. I love to pull a good CMA. I love the data side of things.
so we have access to the MLS, so the
What does that
multi-list
mean?
system.
What is that?
It's
Like-
where all the agents actually go in. Everybody who is a licensed agent has access to the MLS wherever they are, at what board they pay to be a part of. So we pay to be a part of Savannah board and the Georgia MLS and Golden Isles and a couple of different Hinesville. So our information is accurate, but we can log in and check that and see. And actually, as an agent, if we don't mark things in a timely manner of under contract or closed, we get fined. So we're always in there making sure that things are updated to make sure that we have the most accurate information in
Yeah.
hopes that it'll get picked up.
There's also a whole separate section on listings called agent remarks. And it's where agents can give other agents, things about the home. And you never know what that's going to say.
Correct.
It could say flooded last year. Who knows? Yeah, on all the floors. It could say anything that
allowance available.
And also attach, we can also attach.
lives there. Tenants are in there right now, so we need 24-hour notice, or, there's just a lot of extra
Yeah.
information that we can pull, as well as, like you said, community disclosures about the HOA, seller
Yeah.
disclosures. So we have access to all of that.
All that good
So-
extra information.
So the seller disclosure is the seller fills it out. They put this form. It's a standard form for GAR form for most real estate agents.
And our
and-
form is the Georgia Association of Realtor.
Yeah. So it's that was made by an actual lawyer. We didn't just make it up and write it ourselves. A lawyer made standard forms for all of us
Correct.
because we're not lawyers and we're not writing contracts ourselves. We're facilitating the filling out and the completion of the forms and helping guide through the process based on years of experience. But all of that gets uploaded. That's not stuff that's client facing. It's only real estate side, licensee side. Okay. So getting all of those things from all of those places, Realtor, Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, Chat, and Chad. What should the consumer do if they find a house and they just really love it? Like, what's the next step?
Just go knock on the door. No, I'm kidding.
No, don't. Please, what all you do. We've had people do that, so that's why she's laughing.
We have had people do that. We actually had Aaron's house up for sale a while back, and people were just like, she lived there, and people were just walking around her yard.
Yes, they just wandered around, didn't knock on a door or anything, but we have cameras and motion detectors and stuff, and they were just like by the pool.
You're trespassing in that point. You get yourself in serious
Had
trouble.
like a toddler with them. They like brought her kid out of the car and was like walking around in the yard, and I
So
was
they don't do that.
excuse me.
It needs to call an agent. And whether that means calling a few and interviewing a few and checking out or how your personality works with them.
Please interview agents. Don't just call one of the Zillow, Realtor, Trulia, whatever it is, agent that happens to be on the bottom of the page.
Yes. People don't understand that about those apps either. They think that is the listing agent, and it is not.
It's not.
There's people that pay to have their sponsored ad up there, and you call them, and they have no
idea
about
how they
other
know their
information. So
Yes.
call your realtor, or call, and interview a bunch of realtors to figure out who you want.
See who you're going to work with. Yeah, who's going to be the best for you.
Ask Chad who the best one is for that area.
Oh my God.
Just pulls information. Chad doesn't actually know what's happening.
Chad doesn't interview people to find out who you're rental, because buying a house is a big deal. Like, you want to work with somebody whose personality you get along with. Like, you don't just want to be like, oh God, I called this person and now I've signed a paper with them and I'm committed to them for 6 months. And you're like, I hate them. Make sure you like them.
Who actually is buying and selling houses in the market we're currently in. Our market has changed over the last 3 to 4 years. It has done like it's a roller coaster. And if you're not doing real estate consistently, then the advice that you're going to be giving is outdated. Then you could be telling somebody to pay more for a house than it's worth, or you're not willing to write an offer for less than what the list price is. Like, the trends matter, and having experience in those things, like in the market, not just putting.
I couldn't imagine trying to represent somebody in a transaction if I wasn't in real estate every day.
I couldn't either, and I don't think it's personally. I would want to
Local.
do it. Yes,
Yeah.
local. You need somebody that's actually in the market. They're
Yeah.
on MLS every day. They're looking things up. They've listed houses. They've negotiated
Well,
houses.
I
Like,
found a house that I liked personally for myself. Remember, it wasn't in
yeah,
the MLS, and somebody had sent me something, and it popped up when they sent me a Zillow link, and I clicked on it, and I saw a house. It's actually a neighborhood that I check the MLS once a week for to see if anything's on the market in there. So if you're not working with a local agent who's part of the MLS here,
Not on our board, so no one in the area saw it.
so like
yeah.
the area saw it, and I was like, I would have gone and looked at this house 74 days ago when it was listed if I
Yeah.
would have seen it. So
But
to
it
make
was on
sure
Georgia MLS and not our local, so it didn't pop up for any of the real estate agents that are Savannah area.
Savannah area realtors. But that's also why, even though Hinesville is so close, if you're not from here, Hinesville's right there. But we always post everything in there also because we want to make sure that agents there are seeing the listings out there to get your house as much visibility as possible. Because as great as Zillow and Realtor and Trulia and all that are, the MLS is where most of the agents search on a daily basis.
Yes. And we get those, what we call the hot sheet too, that pops up.
Mhm.
The dashboard for when we open it, it'll tell us like so many new listed, so many price drops, so many taken off the market.
Yeah.
And I check it every morning. I wake up.
I mean, if you were going to look at one of those apps, which one would you check, Andrea?
When I was looking, I know people tend to go to the Z word, but when I personally was looking before I was an agent, when I was in New York and looking on my own, I liked realtor.com better.
Okay.
Personal.
I can't stand it. It's my opinion. It just like it breaks up all the pictures into the like areas of the house and it drives me nuts. I just want to scroll like Pinterest style, scroll the pictures. And it's like across the top you have to like click it or tell it to show me everything. But
No, you don't. You could just keep clicking. It'll still scroll through them.
It will the way she wants it to.
no, I quickly like I want to eyeball it fast before I want to click on it and like
So where do
make
you
a
look
life.
if you look at a house? Do you go straight to the MLS?
I have MLS client and then the MLS, I forgot what it's called now. It's our MLS
Mhm.
app that goes with it. So I generally open it first in the morning because it gives me the hot sheet. You can also do like the within 400 feet of you. So if I'm driving around, like, oh, I don't know what's that one listed at, I can hit the button on that app and it tells me exactly what that house. So I don't have to type it in or find the address.
Yeah. MLS. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Touch. There you go. MLS Touch. I can't remember. Um, I like Zillow, but I also laugh at the Zestimates a lot because my
I like
house.
the Zestimates, but if I'm gonna pull something, I'm pulling Zillow personally.
I do too. I
If
pull it
I'm
every
not going to
time.
MLS, yeah.
Yeah, when I'm looking, because we like to buy houses and sell houses constantly. But I'm just curious what their algorithm has pulled data wise.
Mhm.
It's not always right because, like, my personal house, the one we sold on the river, listed at Zestimate was $450,000 less than what we actually sold it for.
It's because you bought it, and what Zillow knew about it was an old house,
We paid for it.
updates and this and that, and what you paid for it. It didn't know what you had done to it. So when I pulled comps for you, you were like, "Oh," and you kind of already looked yourself.
Yeah,
But
I did. Yeah, but that's
my
also
number
why
is the one we went with.
it is your number. You're a very good listing agent. I was not a great client. Well, I was me or David. One of us was not as easy to work with. It's
One of them.
and nurses and doctors make the worst patients. Realtors make the worst buyer sellers.
Oh my God! I was like, please, just listen to me.
Just like take it back. Take your own listing.
I was like, you can have it. Don't make me do it anymore.
Well, and part of that I think was trying to navigate like I had ideas and then my husband had no clue because it's not what he does for a job. He just kind of,
And I had ideas, and so
and then the three of us together was like, yeah. It worked out. Super
it
happy
did
in
work
the
out.
end. It was
Super
great.
happy. Like, it was a great, but it always, like I said, hers was completely, like, far left field of what it
Yeah.
should have been. So I think I actually, crazy enough, before I go on listing appointments, I do take that Zillow Zestimate sheet with me because I'm like, Zillow says your house is worth this.
Because people should looking at it.
Because people are looking at it. Let me show you what those comparables. Exactly. We all need to always talk about the elephant in the room.
All right. So wrapping it up real fast. Key takeaways, Zillow's, Trulia's, Redfin's, Realtor, all
Well,
of those.
I think they're a great source of information, but always verify your information.
Yes.
It's a great tool, right? You have a toolbox. It's a great tool. It's a great thing to
Yes.
have. It's a necessary evil that everyone uses. But yeah, you have to verify and make sure it's accurate.
Correct. Yes. I mean, I refer to a lot of those as the necessary evil. But then when you take all the information that you can get from us with the MLS from your agent, then you can make a good decision.
Absolutely. So if you're moving across the street or across the country, the Johnson Group is here for you to make the process smoother. So hit the subscribe button to see all of our latest listings. We do full links video walkthroughs for every home that we list. And we would love to work with you here locally, buying, selling, relocating. And thanks for watching with us.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to view these videos and other ones we put out.